Okay, sorry. That took a little bit of time, but welcome to another TFT Galaxy podcast. We're on episode 21, where we high press on the news and the tactics of the club we love, the LA Galaxy. Today, we're covering the MLS season opener versus NYCFC and the Champions Cup game for San Miguelito. And we ask ourselves, does the Galaxy have any bite? I'm Eric.
I'm Chris.
How we doing?
Fine, because we haven't lost.
Fine.
We have not lost yet, so I'm okay.
True. Yeah. Someone did say, I read it took us like 6 games to get a point last year.
Yeah.
In league.
Yeah.
And now we have 1. But before we start, let's start with I put together a highlight reel of the last 2 games, just like the things that you should see. So we're gonna start with that.
Okay.
I spent a good amount of time on this, so
all right, let's see it.
it's not long, so don't worry. We're not going to watch a ton of highlights, but here is NYCFC and San Miguelito, just like the things I kind of saw. Okay, and there you go. So that's that pretty much sums up what we saw at NYCFC and San Miguelito, especially San Miguelito.
Okay.
Sorry for all those that are listening, not watching. There was 2 clips. It was just silly nonsense. It was just the Galaxy basically playing the slowest speed and nothing happening in the game at all.
Yeah.
Did you? So I just showed a clip, and I think I talked to you briefly about this, but there was a play in the San Miguelito game.
So we're gonna start. We're gonna start with this one. Okay.
Just because I just think this is like a little microcosm of everything that's happening. But the ball ends up with ball ends up with Cuevas off of like a corner kick or something, and then they clear it. It lands to Cuevas. Cuevas passes to Cerrillo, the 2 guys who stayed back. Cerrillo puts his foot on the ball, steps on the ball. This is against San Miguelito, 70th minute or something. He puts his foot on the ball, and his foot remains on that ball, and he passes it 14 seconds later. And he literally just, if you watch the clip that we just played, if you're watching, you saw it, but if you're listening, he literally doesn't move a muscle, foot on the ball, just standing on top of it like Captain Morgan, for 14 seconds before he passes it. Essentially, I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to let the Galaxy set up and get a position, but the flip side of that is he's letting San Miguelito recover and set up too. And I think that's, when you look online or you look at Instagram and you look at the replies to the ties and stuff, I think you see a lot of people a little upset with the speed of play.
Oh, absolutely. Well, so let's go with that clip. Okay. Coach's hat on. If there's a corner, our team is corner, and a ball gets played out like that and lands to our guy, he has one option. At least, from what I teach players, you have one option. Trap the ball, put it right back into the box. That's your only option.
Right.
But what?
I don't know. Let's start. So, let's reset a bit here. That was okay. San Miguelito. Let's start with NYCFC.
Okay.
And something strange happened at NYCFC. The stats skewed heavily in NYC's favor, which doesn't happen very often. Well, and I have the stats on your screen right now, and we lost. It was 61% possession to 38% possession in favor of New York City. We didn't have the ball.
Well, in all fairness, I bet if you look at, I would love to see a stat pre-red card.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
Because, so he was sent off in the officially 65th minute. So then
So Emiro Garces gave up a penalty kick.
We're going to get to that point. because
And
I want to.
that's how he got sent off.
Yeah.
But that's what you're talking about. So after the 65th minute, how
after
much
the
of this
65th
skewed?
minute, how much did it go from, like, how much of this was pre-penalty and red card and post-penalty and red card? Because happened in the 65th, I guarantee you there was 7, 8 minutes added on to the second half.
Yeah, 7, I think. I think it was plus 7.
So you're playing over 30 minutes a man down. You're going to go, especially when you're tied, you're going to go into a defensive shell. And if you have the ball, if you can't get it anywhere, like if you can't get a guy who's breaking, you're just going to try and clear it out and then do it. So I can see why the possession is so heavily skewed. That would be my thing of what did it look like pre.
I just kind of bring this up.
I mean,
I don't put a lot of weight into this because we see even last year when we were losing, the stats were in our favor.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't put a lot of weight, but what it does mean is it was abnormal.
Yes.
The LA Galaxy don't normally sit on this side of the stats.
No.
Right? Which was abnormal.
No. We also don't sit on the side of more shots on target.
Correct.
And
you know what we do? You know what is a kind of a through line though? NYCFC had one shot on goal.
Yeah.
It was a PK.
Jeez.
They're one shot on goal and they tied 1-1. And last year we went to Kansas City and we have the record, people, because it's incredible. We lost a game without giving up a shot on goal. Mm-hmm. We lost 1-0 due to an own goal. Kansas City didn't even record a shot on target and we lost.
We lost the game.
We lost the game. So that's kind of very similar-esque in this sense of where the Galaxy held NYCFC to one shot, which was a PK on target, and they tie 1-1. So, I mean, in that sense, I mean, the defenses did pretty well, right? And even after losing a man, we prevented them from shooting, taking a shot on goal.
Oh, that's great. So then, at least with this, you can look at the lack of bite that the offense has. Now, usually if we have 8 total shots, usually about 3 are on target because we can't find that 8x24-foot opening, whether it's saved or not. But if you have 8 shots and 7 of them are on target and only 1 goal, like, that's not good.
Yeah. What was good is you see, this is a season ticket holder hat. If you went to the game, you got yourself a hat, and hat's pretty nice. I mean, it's not bad. That started good, and boy, did it start good. I got my hat.
Started great.
Right, got my drink, got to my seats, and bam, 1-0. What Klaus scores in the minute and 30 seconds, and you're kind of thinking, oh wow, maybe they are going to turn it on. Maybe this is going to be good, and then. Well, not so good for the next.
Let's stick with that area of time to start the game. Okay, so ball gets played from Glesnes. We talked about his long ball prowess or his ability to play that long ball when we were talking about Coachella.
Did this? I didn't catch that. Did this play? Because I was at the game. I meant to watch a couple of these plays back. I watched the red card and stuff. I didn't see our goal. Did it? It started with a Glesnes long pass.
Yamane wins a free kick, or not a free kick, wins a throw in, throws it to Glesnes. He steps on it, plays it long. Okay. So it went to Paintsel, who then played it to Aude, and it goes on, and then NYC gets a very deep throw in. But then we press the throw in. Hold on. Let me say that again. We pressed the throw in. Force him into a bad touch, gets to Royce, who backheeled it to Klaus, who scored. Okay. So within 2 minutes, Greg Vanney saw, and the entire Galaxy watching community saw, hey, we pressed them into something bad, and then something good happened for us. If you look at that and you go, cool, pressing equals good things for us, would you stop? Would you stop? Yes or no?
Well, obviously not.
Okay. You know what we did? Stopped pressing. Then you bring it to their first shot attempt. Obviously, it's not the one that was on goal.
Here's our starting lineup, by the way.
That was our
screen.
Yeah, that was our starting 11. Okay. I like that. That's good.
It's just, I don't know what side it is. It's like a
footbin.
FC
No, it's Footbin.
FC 26 website.
Well, it's for all of you. It's Footbin.
It's Footbin. Okay. There you go. Chris has got you.
Yeah, it's Footbin. So then their first shot attempt, ball gets played. You know, we're typical Galaxy fashion. Ball's getting just played around. Ball gets played from the outside into Marco Reus. Marco Reus takes a 50-50. Some would call it a foul. Some may not call it a foul. No foul called. Pause there. Do you think Marco Reus got up and immediately just sprinted his tushy back to recover what happened?
No, you know the Galaxy, when they get fouled, they like to stay down, man. They like to put their hands in the air and complain.
And that's exactly what he did. The guy who dispossessed him then dribbled at our back line with nobody stepping up to mark him, made one pass, and they got a shot. Granted, we blocked it. Mm-hmm. Or no, I'm sorry. We didn't block it. He kind of hit it off the side of his foot. It went wide. Okay. But they did not score. So take those two things. One, we press, we get a goal scoring opportunity. Second, we knock it around and we're just taking the air out of the ball. Someone dispossesses Marco Reus, who thinks it's a foul. It's not a foul. Boom, they get a shot off.
Yeah.
I
mean, there's some concerning things. There's definitely some concerns. I mean, I'm hearing it from everybody, and I get it. Like, my dad texts me. For those that know, my dad also has season tickets. I go to the game with him. He literally texts me like, "Did you watch the game last night, the San Miguelito game? Because it was too late. We talked about this last time. It was too late for me to make a trip all the way out there and get home at 12:30 at night. So I watched it on TV, as did my dad. And he's like, I don't know. And this is my dad. He's just a normal fan, right? He doesn't analyze the game. He just enjoys soccer. He's going to the game. And he just wrote, "I think we might be in for another long season." And that's just a casual fan, just casually watching, picking up on some of these cues we're talking about, right? And I think that's a sentiment with a lot of people right now. Yeah. Because it just seems, well, I guess it seems pedantic to me, right? Like
very
just
very
so,
you know what? Very pedestrian.
Yeah, pedestrian, pedantic, deliberate, all these things that are, you know, slow. So then let's just fast forward to the San Miguelito game.
Hold on. There's one more thing I want to talk about because this was another thing. So in typical fashion, right? Galaxy would kind of sit around the 18-yard box and passing around.
Horseshoe passing, baby.
Yep. There was one where like a couple passes, boom, boom. Peck had a great ball it was a penetrating ball through the lines. Got a great shot. Freeze made a great save. And if you look at it, if it's just slightly more to his right, that bends in and goes in, and then you're up 2-0. But you know what? You can't fault Peck because he made Freeze make a diving save.
Sure.
But another thing that shows that something that is not just passing around for the sake of passing leads to something good.
Yeah. I have a major point here later in the show that I'm going to run by you.
All right.
With some evidence that I feel like I hit on something because anyways, we'll get there. But I 100% agree with you. And I think I'm just going to go to San Miguelito because I think there's some overarching things, and we'll come back to some of these problems that I think we're seeing. But in San Miguelito, Garces was out. Yoshida was on. Mm-hmm. What other changes did we have? We had Nelson on for Aude.
Yep.
Sanabria was off. Cuevas was on for Yamane.
Did Marcinkowski play?
Cerrillo was on for Sanabria.
Okay.
Yes, and Marcinkowski came on, who apparently is rated higher in FIFA than our starter. Which is kind of, the FIFA things are ridiculous because if you look at this, if you look at, I've just found this funny. Garces, pace, 84. Okay. Nelson, pace, 83. Okay, EA. I mean, come on, dude. Okay, anyways. So here's how we lined up at San Miguelito. A little bit of a rotation. Cerrillo comes in. He was not available for the first game because of suspension.
Yeah.
Nelson comes in for Aude. Cuevas comes in for Yamane. And Marcinkowski comes in for Mitrovic. And Garces comes off for Yoshida. Everyone thought Garces was going to play because he's red carded for this weekend's game. But Vanny said in post-match that Garces is carrying a little bit of an injury, and so they're going to use the suspension as kind of a longer-term layoff and see if they can get him healed up 100%. So makes sense. I think it also makes sense in the terms of you're playing San Miguelito at home, right? So you're going to have the lion's share ball, you hope, and Yoshida's a better ball-playing type center back than Garces is. So if you're going to have the lion's share of the ball and you want more possession, cool. But this is how we lined up. As you see, this is just the lineup that's not animated, but that's literally kind of how the game went right there. Like they're not moving, and they really didn't move in the game either.
No, and you look at that, and you're playing at home and everything, and we talk about this a lot when we talk about other years where World Cup qualifying is going on in CONCACAF. Yeah, you want to draw your away matches, but you want to win your home games. Okay, you drew the away, awesome. So why not just go? Hey, we're going to pump it down their throats, and we're going to force them to actually defend us.
I agree with you. And I have two problems with this. Like,
with what I said? Or
No, just like two larger problems with the way we approached it.
Got it.
Okay? I forgot both of them. No, I have one of them. How did I forget one of them? I don't know, man.
You're getting old.
I'm also coming off of sickness, okay? I don't know if you can tell, but I've been sick. Anyways, the first thing is Vanny mentions in post-match presser the need to, we're playing a lot of games. We need to rest people. He's worried about the recovery, the mental load, all this kind of stuff, right? Yada, 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 whatever. Okay. Now, isn't the best way to reduce that to do what the other MLS teams did? And that is put your foot on the pedal, get up by 3 goals, and sub these people out for these subs who haven't got a chance to play. Lepley's on the bench. Ramos Jr.'s on the bench. Harbor Miller's on the bench. They could all give solid minutes, but you can't bring them in because you keep it at 0-0 the entire game. So they don't even get... So now you shoot yourself in the foot kind of doubly, right? Your starters are exhausted, and you have these other guys who are on the bubble that get no playing time because you're so okay with this 0-0 draw that it's just a lost opportunity to me.
I see what you're saying, and yeah, I didn't think about it like that, but yeah, you're absolutely right.
I mean, I always think about that. When I was coaching, and you play a weaker team, I would always tell the starters, you're going to win, and I would always tell the starters away from everybody, they'd line up. You do okay, starters come in. I would always tell the starters, you owe it to those guys over there who watch you play, and they're just watching you. Go out there, get up by 3 or 4 goals, let them play, and cheer them on the same way they've been cheering you on the whole time, right? It's just good for culture. It's good. It would be great to get Harbor Miller in a game. It'd be great to get Lepley sometime. It'd be great to get Ramos Jr. sometime. But now they get no time because we just are so satisfied with 0-0. And this is the most Galaxy thing ever, Chris. We moved on to the next round in Champions Cup without winning a game. Only the Galaxy can move on in a tournament without winning a game.
Yeah.
That's so modern Galaxy.
It's also really frustrating considering, I think, was it Cincinnati? I don't know if it was Cincinnati.
Everybody killed everybody.
Well, which game ended 9-0 or 9-1? Did it, or no. There was a sorry, it was on aggregate. The aggregate score was 9-1.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, but it was
there was a couple of them like that.
But the second leg was 6-0.
Yeah, there's
by
a couple of
Cincinnati or something.
Even so, we talked about how every team killed every team, right?
Except us
and Vancouver.
In Vancouver, yeah.
But Vancouver, to their credit, wins 2-0 at home.
Mm-hmm.
We tie 0-0 at home. So now, out of all the MLS teams, we're the only team that
have not won.
Right now, maybe, and I don't know if this is true because I don't know these other teams very well. Maybe San Miguelito was a bit of a sleeper, and maybe they're just a better team than what those teams were playing. That's 100% possible. But I can tell you this, because I watched the post-match press conference with Vanny. He was 100% okay with a tie. And he even mentions, I could have changed things, but I wanted to stay safe. And I think that fear of failure to not try things and to just stay safe. It works in some cases. It worked here, but it also means like that can shoot you in the foot, man.
And it just shows such a lack of, like, just a lack of competitive spirit,
right?
Because it's not it's no longer I'm playing to win. It's I'm playing not to lose.
Right. Well, literally that's what we did, and he basically said as much.
And then it just trickles down through the ranks,
right?
Which is just such a bad thing.
Well, I think, and we said this could be a problem, and it's kind of bubbling. We haven't lost yet, which is good, but you do see some, and this is a big issue. Some pretty poor body language from the Galaxy players. You can see some frustration is bubbling even on these ties about the way things are done, and this is crazy. You're going to laugh at this. And I understand kind of what he's saying, but at the same time, it's like, like when you tell someone, we both teach high school, and I always tell like some of my high schools, like, dude, read the room, right? Like you can't act the same way everywhere you go. Yeah. Well, Vanny in a press conference said, there were times where we need to be more patient. They were trying to go too fast, and we need to pass it along the back and find the other side. And when to find the other side, we need to get it back and pass it to the other side. He said that in the press conference. In a game that was so slow and boring, he said there were times where we lacked patience. And I'm like, really? Like, I understand, like, okay, move the ball more, spread them out, but
any more patient, you're moving in reverse.
It's bad, right? I mean,
that's just...
And then like another Galaxy thing to do, Nascimento gets a red card. He's not even playing.
Yeah.
Okay.
You told me about this.
So
you told me about this the day after. So it was Thursday morning, and I'm like,
you just saw a red card, right? And you were like, he must have done. No, he wasn't on the field.
Interesting, like maybe dumb thing. And then you told me what happened. I'm like, no, this can't be happening. And
was it a red card? I don't think it was a red card. But
I saw the clip. And I'm like, what?
But when you see consistencies in like lack of maturity, like this is lack of maturity, right? What is Nascimento even doing there? He doesn't have to be there. He doesn't have to be pushing anybody. He could be mature and just say, whatever, I'm out, right? Peck doesn't need to get 9 yellow cards for dissent. Garces doesn't need to go into a tackle on the 40-yard line where the guy's dribbling out of bounds away from him and come in with cleats up and get his first yellow, right? To put him in a bad position to get his second yellow.
Well, we're going to talk about that in a second.
So, I mean, but you take these things one at a time. They don't seem bad, but when you look at them all together, it seems like there's just like a lack of not professionalism, like a lack of maturity.
Yeah, a lack of soccer IQ.
Yeah, like there's a game within a game, right? You got to play the game within the game.
Yes,
and it feels like we're not interested in playing the game within the game. So when we get fouled, we put our hands up and we complain. Like you're not playing the game within a game. We want the other team to be doing that, right?
Yes.
Instead, we're losing that game within a game, and it shows.
Yeah. No, just for again, considering that Vanny says that after possibly the slowest pace of play you can actually imagine, I'm not going to say I lose faith, but I'm going to say this is not how this team should be managed.
It's concerning. And to again, I keep trying to reconcile my feelings.
At a certain point, you can't. But
because I love the team so much, and I want success for this team and these players and this manager to be 100%, right? I want Greg Vanny to be successful. I want every player out there to be successful. Like that's 100% what I want. And I'm rooting for them so much, but then I have to reconcile the fact that I have so many doubts, and I almost feel bad being overly critical of like Greg Vanny, but I can't stop myself from being overly critical. And the more I think about it, and the more I kind of do a little bit of research, the more I'm like, I don't know. I think we might be in trouble.
And yes, I'll do that. I'll ride this train with you. Yes, we may be in trouble, but I say that for a reason of it would be one thing if he said, or if he put a product on the field that was okay. Yes, we're gonna do this for, we're gonna start out fast, okay, and then if awesome, we get a goal or two and everything, okay. Then if we see that we have more possession, okay, we're gonna do this, okay. We want to try and work it both sides, but we have to also be able to keep them on their toes and play balls into our guys who are A, faster than everybody, and B, are skilled guys. We just got a forward that loves to play with his back to goal and getting the ball at his feet, which was a big issue of the big issue Vanny had. I haven't seen a whole lot of awesome. We got our guy. Now let's just ping balls into him from deeper spots, get that, and then have people run it. It's just the whole style of play is not my thing.
I agree. Let's backpedal a bit here and let's talk about some things that look better or look good. And then we're going to let's end on a bad note. All right. Here's a couple things that I think in the first 3 games that look good. Jakub Glesnes.
Yes.
Looks the real deal.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sold on him when we signed him. Watching just like I watched the playoff game, and then he made that in CVI, he made that weird back foot like challenge and got beat, And we looked at that and I was kind of like, I don't know. But watching him live and watching the last 3 games, he is the real deal. He is going to definitely improve our defense this year. We will give up many less goals because of Jakub Glesnes. Mm-hmm. And as far as I can see, in the first 3 games, our best offensive weapon is Glesnes' long ball to Paintsel, which has unlocked and got us in behind teams several times over. It is the most consistent thing we have. So I think Jakub Glesnes, he looks the real deal to me, and I think he's going to help our season. I think we will have a better year than last year solely because, or in large part because, Glesnes is going to be really good for us. So I think that's one good thing.
Yes, absolutely.
Klaus. I think Klaus looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
He has good energy, good fight. He runs a ton. He's doing what you just said, right? Like, given the opportunity, he's holding the ball up. Mm-hmm. He's being big and strong. So he looks pretty good. And he got scored in his first game.
Yep.
Right? So that's good. Sanabria looked really good. He didn't play in the midweek game, but he did play in the opener.
No, and he's been looking good, especially because when we would look at the score sheets from the closed door scrimmages,
right,
when we looked at Coachella Valley. So it's nice to see that we're finally seeing him, number one, just play.
Right.
But we're seeing, okay, so this is what everybody was talking about.
I don't think it's amazing, but it's definitely a step up, right? And just what we need him to do is just take that step up.
It is a bright spot.
Right. So he looks good. And the last thing I think that looks good for me is you can tell, especially in that Panama game, we had Glesnes, Klaus, Hack, and Yoshida on the field. You can tell we were much better in the air on set pieces, on defending long balls, on getting in the box, defending corners. We were more dangerous on corners. And that I thought was something last year we were terrible at. So our aerial battles are much better this year too. Mm-hmm. So there are some positives already.
There are.
But the way the team's playing in general is concerning. I'm going to tell you why I think it's super concerning. Are you ready? Greg Van is a great coach, right? You can disagree, but there's facts. Here's facts. He won an MLS Cup in Toronto, and he won an MLS Cup in Los Angeles, right? That doesn't happen by accident.
No.
So the guy knows what he's doing. However, and I thought this, as soon as I thought, like, man, this is the thought that went through my brain. I thought that exact thing. I thought, there's no way Vanny's not good because he's got 2 MLS Cups, and that doesn't happen by accident. So then I thought, okay, yeah, Eric, but how did he win in Toronto? Like, let's think back to the Toronto championship team. Mm-hmm. Oh, wait a minute. That's right. He had a little guy named Giovinco.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Now,
Well,
let's
hold
see.
on.
I don't know if this is going to play because I just want to play 10. I just want to play like 5 to 10 seconds. Just, I don't know. Let me see if this will even show. Sometimes it will. Okay, just watch a little bit of Giovinco, just so everyone who doesn't know who Giovinco was, maybe you started following Galaxy later or the league.
Giovinco is so good.
This is their best player, Toronto's best player, under Greg Vanney in their championship-winning year.
Giovinco turning against Elliott here. Fantastic from Giovinco.
So does this man. Oh, yes, that's wonderful play from Giovinco. Watch this.
Okay, that's enough. That's enough. Because when I see that and I see they win, and then I think back to our win and we had Ricky Pooge, I'm thinking, I think Greg Vanney's system requires a player of Giovinco or Ricky Pooge's abilities. Yep. Because without Giovinco or Ricky Pooge, I think we're seeing what happens. It just falls flat on its face. And like we said earlier, it's pedantic, it's methodical, it's predictable, and there's no one to break the lines, to do what's needed. And I think, and I'm going to go a step further, because I think Giovinco is uncoachable. He's probably like a coach's nightmare.
Yeah, you know what?
Now and you know who else is uncoachable? And Vanney has mentioned it. Ricky Pooge is uncoachable. You try to tell Ricky, there's early in the first year where Greg Vanney mentioned, like, I keep trying to tell Ricky, stop dropping back. And Ricky's like, I'm not listening to you. I'm dropping back. And I keep trying to get him to place. And eventually, Greg Vanney, I think, just had to let Ricky Pooge be Ricky Pooge. So the thing that made these two championship teams is two players of extreme capability, very similar players, that didn't even play the system. They just threw the system out and took control of the game single-handedly. And that combined with Greg Vanney's positional play and methodical play and his setup and his possession style and his passing allows those maestros to operate and do amazing things and win MLS Cups. But we don't have Giovinco and we don't have Ricky Pooge. And there's no one on our team that is of that quality, of that style of play. And that's why I think we're in trouble.
Yeah, right when you said that, right when you said he's won in both places, all my first thought was, well, number one, when I thought about Toronto, I forgot about Giovinco because I was thinking of that team that had Michael Bradley and Josie Altidore on it, and then you add Giovinco in there, and it's just magical.
I mean, it was a great team too, but
it was. But then, like, so you mentioned it. You said he's won here, and he must be a great coach. And then first thought was, is he a great coach, or did he just have someone who just took the team by the scruff of the neck and said, "This is what we're forget this. You can play the system if you want. You can play the system if you want. I'm not going to play the system, and we're going to win."
And I think both things can be true. I think Greg Vanney can be a great coach. I just think his system needs that player.
I'm going to stop using the word great. You know why? I'm going to get it down. I'm going to degrade it to or downgrade it to good. I'm not going to go below good because well, hear me out. Okay. I'm going to say good coach because even pre-Ricky, getting the team to the playoffs, things like that. And it wasn't he had, it's hard to say that last year was a fluke, but he does not get up to great coach because I've not seen enough adaptability from him. I have not seen enough of, all right, don't have Ricky in the first 2 games last year. Okay. I know it took us 6 games to get 1 point last year, and it took us 1 game to get 1 point this year. After the 3rd game of, hey, this doesn't look right. Why didn't we see any changes? Why didn't we see any, forget personnel changes, keep the same personnel, but why didn't we see any play style changes?
I mean, I think that's a fair criticism of Vanney that people have online, right? He subs too late. He makes kind of weird subs. Doesn't change things.
Forget about the subs. Let's look at the first half.
I think because I
games.
think that's his mentality. He's just married to the system and the process, right?
And you know what? This is what gets coaches fired.
Well, listen, I think we haven't won a game. And Greg Vanney was already he was coming in on the hot seat. I don't think he's done anything. I don't think it's on fire, but I definitely think it got a little hotter.
I was
going to
say, did that temperature rise a little bit?
A little bit. And not maybe artificially a little bit, maybe not internally a little bit, but everybody, especially the Galaxy, has to see the online social media stuff going on, and it's not good. Everyone's saying like, oh no. And that builds into the team.
Yeah.
And so even if it got hotter from outside, it definitely got a little hotter.
Yeah. And I say adaptability because you look at the players that are on the field, you go, dude, there can be so much more done if the system just changes a little bit. And you and I are both spoiled because we grew up, at least for me, I grew up watching possibly the golden era of English Premier League managers. You and when I was younger, you and I would talk about it all the time. You watching Arsene Wenger, me watching Sir Alex Ferguson. Sir Alex Ferguson won the 1999 Champions League final playing a 4-4-2. And he kept winning playing a 4-4-2. Jose Mourinho came to Chelsea and won back-to-back titles on Sir Alex Ferguson's watch. Sir Alex Ferguson says, can't do that anymore. Immediately changed it. What happens? Went 3 in a row. Yes, he had some fantastic players, but the whole system changed.
Well, I think it's unfair to compare.
I'm not comparing them manager to manager, but I am comparing the one lack of adaptability and the worst Galaxy team ever to I just got beat 2 years in a row. I don't want this to happen again. How do I change the system so that it doesn't happen again? It's just the adaptability.
Well, yes, I agree. And again, going back to what we're talking about, I think the point is, and we've been harping on this a little bit, right? You harped about his disposition at press conferences. Then we see the team kind of play that way. Mm-hmm. And it seems the only successful year we had, it was because of a guy named Ricky who brought his own energy and did his own thing. Yeah. And it's very clear at this point that it was largely Ricky and his ability that unlocked the potential of this team.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Because
1000%.
you take him out now, and now we've had a year and a half without him.
Well, a year in 3 games.
A year in 3 games. But we've said we got a Ricky problem, right? We got a Ricky problem. And it's like, well, we could adapt and we can move things through. And we added some good pieces, and we added Glesnes, who we said we both love. He's great. Hack looked a little better for me in the last game. So I think he'll come along.
We did.
Klaus, we both said, hey,
yes.
We like Klaus. We like what he's doing.
Yeah.
These additions are great. We still have an issue.
Yeah, we did things to shore up and mitigate problems we had last year. Defensively,
mm-hmm.
A target forward problem, got it. You still are missing that giant. You're still missing the energy, right?
Because think of it this way: we play San Miguelito. We tie 0-0.
Dude, that's a joke.
Everybody on that field, followed Greg Vanney's system and everything, right? It's a system. Fair enough. Whatever. Let's just say it's Ricky's back this season and Ricky's on the field. Do you think Ricky is going to sit back and hold possession?
No.
He's going to get the ball and he's going to attack. And it doesn't matter. I bet you it would drive Greg Vanney crazy on the sidelines. He would probably be saying, oh my gosh, he's being too risky. He's opening us up. But there's no off button to Ricky Puig, right? So he would just drive and attack. And so that's why I'm saying I think Greg Vanney's system has the flaw of he needs a player that's going to do this for him, maybe even against him, in order to unlock the potential of this system.
Again, so fine. But if you see that happen, right? And we've coached coach players like that of you try and put them in the system, but then you start to realize, okay, if you just kind of let them off the leash and then you kind of build around that of, hey, this is what's going to happen. The reward is a lot better than the risk, but I'm going to put pieces in place so that if the flip side, if the negative thing if the negative thing happens, we are set. So
Yes.
that's great. And now without that, okay, we don't have this guy, and I think he's seeing that everybody's going to play the system the way he wants it, and he's going to be like, I'm going to make sure that, I don't know if this is going through his head, but if he's going to be like, I want to do it my way because I want to make sure nobody can say it was Ricky that did it. It was Giovinco that did
He's
it.
doing that.
No, but you look at it and you're like, and you can't help but think like, is that a thought? Because if it didn't matter, if it was, I'm going to win by any means necessary, I would imagine something would have changed system-wise.
Here's what I think's happening because from personal experience, like you coached a lot of years, and inevitably over the years you coach, you have good teams, you have bad teams, you have average teams, and over those years you make huge mistakes and you learn from them, and you go, man, I look back, like if you look back, like.
Yeah.
I mean, I've coached for 20 plus years. If I look back 18 years ago, I'm like, oh my gosh, I did some stupid things, right? Like just stupid mistakes and stuff. And one of those mistakes, and this is where I think he's at, in my opinion, this is a 100% opinion, is being so nervous about the result that you play scared, right? You're so nervous to lose. You're so worried about losing that you play so safe that what happens is what happened against San Miguelito, where it just looks slow and you're safe. Yeah. And you could say like, okay, well, they got, I don't know if they took two. They didn't get a shot on goal. We didn't have a single save.
No.
So, and you could convince yourself like, okay, cool. I mean, I did the right thing. They didn't get a shot on goal. We moved on. But there were times where I coached from that perspective and scared, and it never worked out for me. And I learned like you can't be scared to play the game, because if you let that get into you, then every big matchup you go into, you play scared and you can't show up for big games because you're always so nervous about making mistakes and so nervous about opening yourself up that you don't even know how to open yourself up when you need to.
Yeah.
And I get the sense that that's what's happening right now is he's so nervous or scared. I don't know if that's the right word. He's so overly defensive. He's so worried to give a goal up that he's leveraging our ability to play at a higher level and bring us down to this lower level just so we don't make mistakes and so we don't lose or something.
Well, talk about making mistakes. The penalty that was given to NYC, I watched that a few times. I will say this is one time that the center backs, when Glesnes maybe didn't drape himself in glory, because if you watch it, that forward was in acres of space, no one really within touching distance. He makes that penetrating run between the center backs. We saw this in Coachella too. We saw that on the backside of Garces, someone is running in. Garces has no clue what's happening.
Yeah, he loses his attention a little bit sometimes.
And again, this is I will give Garces benefit of the doubt on this one because I don't know what's being said. You can't hear what's being said. You can't hear if Glesnes is actually talking to him. You can't hear if Garces told Glesnes, this is, I'm moving this way, take him. You don't know what's being said.
Sure.
Garces showed, just like Gargani, that he hasn't really adapted from last year to this year, because if he just is a little bit smarter and lets that guy move into an area that he was not going to have a good shooting angle, Mitrovic would have had everything covered. It would have had taken something special.
It's a pretty acute angle. Yeah.
Exactly. If he just lets him go and then stands him up and defends, never happens. rather than I see the guy, I see the ball, and I'm going to turn this into a 50-50 that really wasn't a 50-50. The guy had much better positioning on him, and I'm going to go in and try and body him. Boom, penalty.
Yeah. Did you watch it back like
I watched
times?
it. I watched it a few times.
For me, like, does the guy not put an elbow right in his chest, neck area,
and
which causes him to fall, which causes the contact?
I'm with you,
right?
I'm with you because
that's what I see.
It did look like the New York guy instigated contact. You are absolutely correct.
So
okay, but again,
if
he realizes, okay, that guy is not the only threat that guy possessed was he had the ball on the backside of everybody, and the only one left to beat was the goalie. That's really the only threat. If you watch it, he's going, like I said, he's going away from goal. He's going to take something special.
Yeah.
And the entire back line, right? We had everybody right there. So if he just looks and goes, okay, like, fine, go to the end line, and I'm just going to stand you up. It's just that little bit of, like you said, it's that lack of soccer IQ.
Yeah. I think the mature thing to do is what you just said is kind of just say, like, hey, even if we don't think it's a penalty, even if we think we're hard done by the penalty, is we put ourselves in a position we put ourselves in that position to begin with. And so when you put yourself in those positions, you're putting yourself at the mercy of the referee and VAR, and sometimes it doesn't go your way. Yeah, but that's the mature thing to do.
And two other things. Number one, you have to know you're on a yellow, so any foul that looks anything like you weren't even close to ball could be a second cardable offense.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're in the penalty area. The one thing I'm not going to do is get anywhere near a guy where even incidental contact can be seen as a reason to give a penalty.
I'm going to defend Garces a bit here. Okay. I don't think Garces... here's what I think happened. If I give Garces the benefit of the doubt, I think he's in a bad position. And granted, when you put yourself in those types of positions, these types of things could definitely happen. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not taking that away. I think he gets hit. I think he gets hit pretty hard. I think that causes him to go down. And you can, on slow-mo, do all this. But for him, it was like that, right? He gets hit. He falls. He falls into the guy. He doesn't know what's happening. He just knows, I got an elbow up here. I fell. And now it's... And no call on the field originally. And then VAR looks at it and goes, foul. So I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt. Plus, clear and obvious is what it takes to overturn something.
Yes.
How are you at a monitor? I'm at the game. It was like 3 minutes. He was at the monitor forever. I think at that point, there's nothing clear and obvious about this at all. It's 100% not clear and obvious to overturn if you have to look at that thing for that long. So I feel like the Galaxy were a little hard done by that, but we did put ourselves in that situation.
Now I did see a lot of stuff on both, X, formerly Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, things like that, about how how other fans never want to see this referee again. He has some issues in the past as well. Yes. As soon as he came out, my son was like, "Oh no, not this ref!" Like, my son knows all the refs and all the things they do. He's like, he screwed us like last year on this call, and so he definitely has a tumultuous history, and I think even some bad calls involving the LA Galaxy. Mm-hmm. Okay, so
but I mean, I don't know what to do. I mean, VAR is here to stay, and I think it's overall good. But I think
there needs to be there has to be a switch to the rule.
There has to be
or the language has to be more clear.
Hey, clear and obvious to me maybe is not what they think. Clear and obvious to me is, hey, you look at it, hey, that's clear and obvious. Clear and obvious isn't like, hold on, show me angle 16, 17. What do you guys think about it? Hey, Chris, what do you think? Do you see that touch? Wait, hold on. Rewind. We're no longer in clear and obvious range. Yeah. What do you mean? If I have to have a conversation with you and rewind things and all this, then it's no longer clear and obvious. We're discussing it.
Yeah.
That's literally not clear and obvious to me. Now, I don't know what pro says. Does the pro referee organizations say like, well, here's the definition of clear and obvious. Maybe I'm wrong, but when you say clear and obvious to people, to me it means, oh, we got that one wrong.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean
Have
let
a
them monitor for
3-minute
3
discussion.
minutes
Yeah,
and have a discussion with somebody.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. But like you said, I think Garces gets in a bad position, and when you're in bad positions, bad things happen, especially in the box.
Yeah.
So let's go over some big questions then that I think the Galaxy have to answer. I mean, the biggest question. Again, this is funny again. We say, stock up, stock down, and we do all this stuff, and who had good, who didn't have a good game. And again, Eric Tommy has risen in the ranks of the LA Galaxy system simply by not stepping on the field.
Yes, he has.
With the promise of what he might be able to bring. He has slowly been picking off Galaxy members and just working his way up the depth chart.
Just because
We haven't even seen him.
No.
All we know is his name, and we're hoping. So the biggest question we have then is who is going to run this offense? Who's going to be the creative spark? Because I don't think for me, it's very obvious. I don't think it's going to be Royce.
No, he has his moments.
He does.
Though.
I mean, he's not bad. He does some good things. He does some key passes. He's available in key moments. He has the ability to do the actions to win a game occasionally, but to run the show,
No,
it doesn't seem like he's the guy.
not anymore.
So what are we going to do? Because we don't have a guy, and we're going to watch what we talked about last week, the left back pass to the center back, pass to the right back. We're going to watch this all year long because we don't have anybody.
Yeah.
Or do we? Do we have someone? What do you do? What do you do?
You got to play to your strengths. And right now, our strengths are the two wingers.
He's not going to do that. So forget that.
But that's the problem.
So Greg Vanny hires you.
Yeah.
Okay. He's going to pay you enough money to keep your mouth shut, Chris, and fall in line. Okay. So now you got to pretend like you like Greg Vanny, and you're going to work within his system.
It's almost like
And you're like a spy. You're gonna do as much good as you can, Chris, under the diabolical regime. What do you do? And he says, Chris, I need you to solve this problem.
Which problem?
But within my system. What are we gonna do about creating chances? What do you try? What do you do?
Play balls into Klaus's feet and have him lay. Just try and get the ball. Number one, it would have to be try and get the ball as high up the field as possible, which works, right? In the system. I mean,
quickly, vertical play.
Vertical play. It can be quickly. It can be not quickly. Quicker is better, but at this rate. But it's just, hey, play, from deeper guys, from Justin Hack, from Soria, from Sanabria, play balls that break multiple lines at one time into João Klaus's feet for him to lay it off to either Marco Royce, who can have a shot, or guys that are coming in to have a shot. That's it, because it falls under the system. It's a guy that but
not really. He doesn't like to play that ball.
But
Vanny knows that has to happen in an emergency. But
so then, what was the point of going to get a guy who does that really well if you're not going to do it except in emergency situations? What's the point?
I don't know, Chris.
Can I give the money back and not do this?
So, okay, let me ask a more direct question then.
Okay.
You have Royce,
Yes.
Winder,
Yes.
Sanabria.
Mm-hmm.
Let me load this up and make sure I'm not forgetting anybody. Ruben Ramos Jr., Lepley. That's it. Those are your options.
Yes.
Who do you put at the 10? Or do you say, well, Royce is the best we got, so we're going to stick with it?
No, Marco Royce. You stick with Marco Royce because even Marco Royce now is better than all of them, maybe potentially ever will be.
Right now?
Yeah, right now. In terms of pure technical ability and as a soccer player, yes.
Not maybe. I think I agree with you.
Yeah.
But his mobility and his ability to get box to box.
And I'm with you. But here's the thing: you didn't bring Marco Royce in to be a box to box midfielder. That's the two guys behind him to be box to box midfielders. That's not Marco Royce's job to be a box-to-box midfielder.
So what is Marco Royce's job?
Marco Royce's job is to get the ball and supposed to be able to have the vision, which he has, and have the technical ability, which he has, to find penetrating runs and to find the forward and then be the safety net behind the front line to provide assists and provide goals. And he provided an assist in game 1.
I like how I brought this up and you're like, what the heck is this? You're trying to read while you talk.
Yeah.
That was pretty good, though. This is breaking news. It happened just before you walked into the studio.
Cool.
Marco Royce has signed an extension
I'm not upset
through
about that.
December 2027. I kind of am.
I'm not.
And the reason I'm upset a little bit is he's not cheap.
But it's a more club-friendly contract.
It does say that. It doesn't say the details. But I don't know. Like, part of me thinks, well, like we talked about before, part of me thinks is Royce is the safe option. But if it's not working, do I just keep throwing Royce up there, or do I try something different to see if something else can somebody bring box-to-box dynamic play? Can somebody? Because it's not. Royce is not going to do it.
No, he's not going to do it. You know who can, though? Sanabria can, and he's on the field.
But not in Royce's spot.
No. But you said, can you get someone as a box-to-box guy? Yes, you have that in Sanabria. He's a box-to-box guy.
Well, I want somebody.
Winder's a box-to-box guy.
I just want to know who's going to be the quarterback. Who's going to be in charge of creating chances? Who's going to be the guy that's going to get everybody to move where they need to do, to make the key pass, to put the through ball, to organize the offense, to tell the back line, hey, it's too slow, we got to move faster, to tell this 6, hey, can you slide over and play in this blind spot over here, or I want you to play in this half space because I think we can build up over here. Who's going to tell Peck and Paintsel, hey, switch, or hey, play in the half space more, or hey, stay wide? Who's going to be doing that?
I know the answer to this question.
Who?
It's Ricky.
Well,
no, you do not. Here's the thing, though. You do not have somebody that does all of that. You have a couple guys. You have nobody that's going to be the one that's going to blanket everybody.
Well, then if that's true, I think we're in for a long year.
Yes. Oh, yeah, we knew this.
I don't know this yet. I still have hope.
I hope and knowing it's going to be a long road are two very different things.
So
I can say it's going to be a long road and still have hope. Because it will be a very long road. But I'm still hopeful that we get there.
What's our best lineup?
That.
This is the Panama lineup.
That.
You think this is our best lineup?
Oh, no. Oh, sorry. Garces and Mitrovic. That's it. Yeah.
You think that's our best lineup?
That's our best lineup. In my opinion. That's our best.
I don't know.
No, you don't have it. unless the system changes.
Just to be clear, the lineup is essentially the same lineup we ran against NYCFC, except Cerrillo in for Sanabria.
And Cuevas in
and Cuevas in for
so
Yamane.
no, it's the two outside backs are different and Cerrillo.
So you got Garces, Glesnes on center back, Nelson, Cuevas at outside back. You got Peck and Paintsel, of course, on the wings. Cerrillo and Hack, double pivot. Royce at the 10, Klaus at the 9.
Yes.
Man, there's
Okay,
not.
so that's mine. What would you change? Would you make any changes, or do you agree with that being our best lineup?
How much FIFA points do I have?
Sadly, if we pool together all of our FIFA points, we can't buy an actual player.
I'm going to say something that I think is.
Say something crazy. Who cares?
This is crazy because
Do it.
I'm not sure anymore. I think that might be better.
Okay.
So I think Yoshida Glesnes might be better than Garces Glesnes, and I'm a big Garces fan.
Okay.
But having watched Glesnes play now, I think maybe he's good enough. And now Yoshida, who's good on the ball and good in the air, takes a little bit of pressure off of him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I thought you were going to say something a lot crazier.
I think Aude for Nelson. I think that's a pretty common
All right.
one.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm not sure about Cuevas. I think I like him better than Yamane right now, but Cuevas hasn't done extremely well in his chances.
2 games he played.
Now, it was the 2 Panama games, which, I mean, we kind of shot ourselves in the foot, and we went out very defensive to begin with. But
which isn't his game.
And I think for now, I think
You think Sanabria?
maybe if I can drag the Sanabria card out here. And nothing against Hack. I think Hack's good. I think Sanabria adds a little bit more forward play, which is required. But I'm not happy with this very much either. I don't.
No, that's fine. I was curious to see, but yeah, I mean, and both.
See, I want to try this. I want to take Royce off.
Okay,
but I don't know if you can.
No,
I don't know if you can.
I don't think you can, because you know what? Sanabria doesn't have the experience, doesn't have the vision.
I just don't want to stay pat with what we got and what we're doing.
I would like that to not be the case either. But what do you? Can't go sign Mbappe.
This is what I want. He won't even drag out there. Okay? I'm trying to put Ricky Puig on the field, and the website's not letting me.
But again, both of these lineups work very well with a system change.
Peck's concerning me right now too. His passing accuracy was the lowest on the team against New York FC.
That could be really easy fix.
He's not beating people on the dribble. He's kind of. We talked about how he needs to have a step up in a year, and so far hasn't really happened. It's early, I get it. It's super early. So hopefully he can turn around. Paintsel has looked pretty good for me. He's been our one bright spot or one outlet to get behind teams, or one guy crossing the ball in. We scored a goal against Panama that was offsides. That was Paintsel who beat his guy, got in. Royce gave him a pass, and then he crossed it and Peck scored. But it always seems like right now it's starting with Paintsel. It's starting with Paintsel. It's starting with Paintsel.
And again, I've been saying this since we started this. I've been asking this question. Does everybody know how fast he is? If you don't, here's a clip of him running. You show it to people and you go, just play him the ball. No. Ooh. See, I'm just. Well, you know what?
What I did was
Miller on the left.
I put Paintsel up at forward and dropped Klaus into like a false 9 position.
Well, yeah.
And then you can mess with that outside mid. You could put
Harbor Miller
out there, Lepley out there. Yeah. You know,
you could have Cuevas. You could have Cuevas out there with also.
Yeah.
No, you know what? That would be interesting.
I'm just trying to get something going because at least if you put Paintsel up top.
That
vertical plays.
He's
going to stretch the field just by standing up there.
I wonder how João Klaus is like facing the goal.
According to Vanny, and he's very good with his feet. He is Brazilian.
So is Aude. Oh no, I thought Aude was Brazilian.
Okay.
Yeah,
he is Brazilian.
He is Brazilian. Well, so is Gabriel Peck.
It's true.
Look at that. We get it.
I don't know. Anyways, we got a game coming up. Charlotte. How did Charlotte do?
Draw.
Against?
I don't remember. They tied.
Let me look it up. I'm on the site already anyway. Okay, Charlotte. They played Saturday, I assume. They drew against St. Louis. Not a great team.
Ooh.
They were away from home, though.
Okay.
And
we lost to St. Louis last year at home.
Well, João Klaus. Then we went out and signed him.
Yeah, it'll be interesting because Tim Ream is still the center back for Charlotte. João Klaus, that'll be a good.
Charlotte won 1-0 with 22 shots to 9, 11 for St. Louis on target to 3 for Charlotte, and they tied 1-1. So Charlotte did not have a great game.
No.
0.6 expected goals.
You know who
we have? This is a pretty much. For confidence building and for the fans, this is almost a must-win game.
Yes.
Because then you're going to go on the road.
Yeah.
right? I mean, what does the Galaxy schedule look like coming up?
Sure, you could put
We
it
knew
up.
we had a bunch of games at home
Mm-hmm.
to start the season, and so we're
at Colorado.
after Charlotte at home. We are at Colorado.
Yep.
Then we have our CONCACAF. Kansas City
at home.
Okay. I
And
mean,
then
we
two
could get
on
on
the
a run
road.
here. We could get it on a run here, Chris. And we got Charlotte. I thought we need to win.
Yeah.
Colorado, we need to win.
Yes.
Mount Pleasant, you need to win.
Yeah. This can't be another.
Kansas City, you need to win. I mean, you could go on a run here and build some confidence, and we could be looking pretty good.
That honestly could be a 5-game. That could be a 5-game winning streak
good.
if it's
Like
played right.
I think we should go. If you look at these 5 games before Portland away, which that's definitely tougher than anything else. These 5 games, we could go 4 wins, 1 tie.
I was about to say that.
And
You
dude,
say
you
4-0
would
and
be
1.
like, man, we're back on it, okay? And you've got to beat the Charlottes and the Kansas Cities and the Colorados, because coming up, you got the Minnesotas and the Columbuses and the Vancouvers and Atlanta and Seattle, and you got these teams coming up that we got to get points. We got to get points right here.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, it's gonna
hopefully
be a
we
big
come
one.
back next week and we're sitting on a win. I think it's
But yeah, I will say, you know what, the outside defending is got to be at a premium against Charlotte, because you have someone like Wilfred Zaha running at an outside back, and if they aren't up to snuff, he can definitely cause chaos.
Zaha's pretty good on the ball.
Yeah, he is.
He's
you
very
talk
fast.
about Paintsel being fast. Watch Wilfred Zaha run.
Yeah, he's fast. All right. Well, I mean, a last bit of news here is Christian Ramirez signs for Austin FC. I'm
Yeah,
glad
after
he
he
landed
was-
somewhere. We didn't cover that.
He was released on waivers.
We released him on waivers, and Austin FC picked him up. So good for him. I'm glad he landed somewhere.
Yeah.
I like Christian Ramirez.
So when do we play Austin?
Yeah.
And
So he'll score 4 goals and we'll lose 4-3 against Austin.
Yep.
So you might want to sell your tickets for that game now. And then I think this is probably largely due to our current problem, but the Coutinho rumors persist. I saw another news story today
there's no
that said
there's
an
no room.
insider said they're preparing an offer.
Okay. Cool.
I
I'll
don't
believe
know.
it when I see it.
I don't know.
I'm just
here covering the news. I'm just telling you.
Well, talk about the guy who could run the offense and be the quarterback. I mean,
Well, it makes a lot of sense if they're willing to part ways with somebody or somehow buy another international spot. They'd have to get rid of somebody, right? Because there's got to be it'd probably be like buy Aude or buy Cuevas or buy some fringe player that they're paying decent money for. Not Cuevas, he's cheap. I mean, you get rid of Aude and probably get
Yamane.
Coutinho. You get rid of Yamane and probably get Coutinho.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense to
Yep.
me.
Oh, and guess what? It's another Brazilian.
Yeah, we got that Brazilian flavor.
Woo.
All right. Well, any last words, Chris?
There's going to be a lot found out. We're going to learn a lot from that Charlotte game.
I think so too.
We're going to learn a lot.
We can't continue. We didn't look good against NYCFC. You can blame the red card, blame whatever, but we didn't have possession. We didn't pass well. We didn't create chances. Then Panama, we tied 0-0 there. Then
No, we tied
1-1
1-1
there.
there.
Then we tied 0-0 here on a limpless draw.
Yeah.
And so it's got to be Charlotte, right? It's got to be Charlotte. Time
This
to
has
wake
to
up.
be-
Time to do something. Time to prove
Because
something.
honestly, if that Charlotte game tomorrow is anything less than a win, I think that temperature rises even more on Greg Vanny's seat. I think it does, especially if it looks
Me
as
too.
slow and pedantic as it did against San Miguelito.
Hoping we win, and hopefully we'll be on 4 points, which would be pretty good to start a season. 4 points.
It's better than we started last year.
Well, it already is better than we started last year, but there you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys all next week. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, as always. And
If you have a
Root your
comment,
Galaxy on.
leave it on the YouTube or Spotify. If you have something a little bit longer, Final Third Galaxy Podcast at gmail.com. Would love to hear your your opinions on everything Galaxy. Yeah. There's a lot we covered today, so pick a topic or even something we didn't cover.
Sure.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
All right, we'll see you guys next week.
See you guys.
Thank you.